drowned souls and shipwrecked mariners to the locker. The lost meander here. The chains that bound them to the corporeal world rust and crumble as they sink deeper and deeper into the void. Perhaps there is a chance for you. Perhaps you will escape the endless waters of purgatory and return to the realm of the living. Perhaps you might reclaim the feeble carnal existence you once loathed. Or perhaps, more likely, you are now one of the many, down among the dead. Pirate Borg, down among the dead.
They have multiple kind of routes that go. They call the silver train, which is their mines of ore and gold and silver that usually runs up along that route and then either passes through the canal and goes out further further east or further west, or comes around, passes the Bahamas and then goes out back to Spain. um, there's also a smaller, more kind of local trade routes that run there that do they have, like, usually it's a one or two bigger ships that kind of ride along the coast, and then they have small runners. Um, they have either like sloops or tartans, kind of just run and go to the coast, drop off supplies, pick up supplies, load it onto the bigger ship. In this case, it'll be a flute. Um, but then so that way the flute never actually has to dock or anything. It just kind of it's they have a station there, and then they just kind of they load, and that way they can kind of keep moving. The idea of being stuck at port and kind of being taken by surprise um, has hurt them before, so that they have this new kind of run and gun kind of style. Um, so they have, if you guys on the map, the Dark Caribbean map, I'll kind of draw a little kind of route of what. So this, where is it? There. All right, so you guys are going to start. So they usually start either in Cuba. Oh, it's too small. So either like they'll either start in Cuba, or they'll start in over here in, what is it? What's the big controls? Jesus. The San. God, I can't think of the name right now. San Juan. So they'll start in San Juan, and they'll either go down to Barbados and do some trading there, hit up Trinidad, trading there to um, Carabo, Carabo, and then go back up, or they'll go um, further out and they'll come along the coast here, hit up Carginian, they'll hit up Panama, and then they'll go along the coast here. And then from at this point, when they get up to the Nicaragua like border, they'll shoot back up to Cuba. So there's the two different routes. Um, the so I'm gonna change the color just so it makes it a little easier for you guys to see. This route right here is gonna be more lucrative, um, whereas the other route is more of more for like kind of trading with for more slaves and or prisoners. that's why they usually end up dropping. The last spot is Macarbro, so they can kind of drop off to the Inquisition, and they can have their souls to repent and do whatever those guys do up there in the cells underneath the giant tower of the Inquisition. So you can do either one, but again, the blue that kind of longer route is going to have more of the supplies, um, more of the rum, more of chances of also getting relics and things like that, like in kind of higher priced supplies. So now there is, again, the option of you guys have the letter marquee from France that you guys can then essentially just disrupt the Spanish without having to be without really kind of worry of necessarily immediate backlash, at least not to you guys. If anything, the Spanish would retaliate against the French. Um, or you guys can try to do kind of get hired as on the Spanish flute and see about maybe taking it from within.
Can we combine that? Meaning that, okay, we sort of split, not even like split the team, but meaning that we get hired at the same time our ship with like the NPC crew is uh, running on our tail unseen, and while we do the let's say mutiny, and the version they attack.
I think that works. I mean, it's definitely doable. You
I
guys like
support Holmes's. I support Holmes's plan. He's the OP.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
good
go with
with it.
that.
Alrighty, so you guys then are planning to get hired over for the Spanish. Um, they're not really too particular as long as you guys have you know can work a line. They're uh, they're pretty even keeled. They'll pay as a flat rate. It's uh actually I don't even know what the rate would be, but I guess probably like say 20 silver a day. Um, and that's the whole trip would could be anywhere between 2 weeks to 4 weeks, depending on weather and complications. Um, if you guys are good with that, you guys just have a little fun. Why don't you everyone give me a presence roll to see if you guys can convince them that you guys are on the up and up.
Is the goal here that everybody is gonna sneak on the ship, or don't we need people to come attack it like on our own ship?
Well, you'd have you guys if you guys. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed if you guys, you know, have just the NPCs, but then
Mhm.
that's going to be some roles that you guys want to make sure that they are in, I guess, in sync with you guys, that they understand what So, or you can have somebody uh, pilot the ship while the rest of you guys are on board. But I'm good with either one. It just gets a little trickier with when you don't have a PC on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in that case, I'll stay with the ship.
Okay.
And I guess it's yeah. You can take the ship. I'll lend it to you. 13 from presents for me.
5 from me, so
Grave hand rolled a
Alright.
7.
Okay.
That's a not 8.
Sweet. Well, I mean, you're gonna be on your own
The boat.
ship, so
Yeah.
you know.
You don't need the
they won't-
presents.
Yeah, they won't be necessarily questioning your. So I got
Fair enough.
13, 7, 8. Okay. So yeah, so they I mean you guys are hired obviously, but they're some of the older crew, more established guys who are who do this route all the time are a little bit wary of a couple of you guys. Actually, I think Zero, you're the only one who passed out of that. Oh no,
Yeah, I think so.
Bill got a 16. Okay, so yeah, so then it's just just Mud and Brother who get suspicious eyes. But you guys will start work. They're taking off the next day. That way it gives you guys a little time to kind of make sure you guys are all in the same boat. You guys can kind of discuss a plan, kind of see what see if there's any kind of, if you guys want to try to gather information or not, but you guys have the pretty much the night before you guys all take off. You guys are in a Spanish town on the outskirts of Cuba, closer to was it Santiago, which is on the kind of the border there between I'm sorry, the Wayward Strait. It's there between Petite and Cuba. So you guys are kind of just in Port Town there, waiting to take off the next day. Is there anything else you'd like to do before you guys head out? Go shopping, go drinking.
No, not really.
not
Yeah, I guess we're in Port Exa, right? We're departing from there.
Well, you guys would have left there to get to Spanish to go get hired.
Yeah.
So you guys would have went to the Spanish port in.
Oh, yeah.
Cuba.
Yeah, sorry, I
But
missed that.
your ship would have taken off from there.
In that case, since we're not in Port Exa that night, I would like to go drinking in a tavern. Maybe learn a new shanty or something. Try to get something from the Spanish.
Okay. So why don't you give me let's see. Why don't you do let's do a carousing roll.
All right.
We'll kind of see what happens, and then we'll kind of go based off of that. Anyone else
So
gonna care to join?
that's 9.
Brother
Matt-
Gravehand's going to have a few drinks with Zero as well.
14.
Matt is hedonistic, so I kind of feel obliged to drink.
Okay. So then, brother, why don't you give me also the carousing roll? I got 9, 14 so far for
9, 14, 20, and 10. I'm just trying to write down what it is.
debate with yourself. Oh, that's always a good one.
Yeah, I'm probably looking in the mirror, drunk as fuck. Like, what are you telling me with this?
You wake up in a mansion.
Nice.
And now you're really sad. Which is
Yeah.
So you whose mansion do you wake up in?
The governor. but I wake up in the maid's room instead of the governess room.
Oh, well, that could be a
That's
good
why
thing.
I'm sad.
Okay.
Um, okay, so you wake up, but you do because the maids had such a wonderful time with you um that you did earn a little tidbit of information uh that the ships that you guys are going to be traveling on are kind of more specialized ships. So they have each ship, the flute, and then its companions, the sloops and the tartans, all have bonuses that come with the ship. And one particular, one of the sloops known as the Bloody Maiden, is a Inquisitor linked ship that is designed to kind of send up flares at the first sign of trouble.
Nice.
And they tell you they also tell you that and when you return that they'll be waiting.
Ah, oui, mon amour. I will return as fast as possible.
They giggle. They kind of they whisper amongst themselves in Spanish um and then they kind of they hear the governor kind of yelling. And they start to get they kind of usher you out the side door because no one really checks the helps entrance. So they usher you out there and bid you farewell. And then brother, what did you get on your rolls?
So on my carousing, I came up with I killed a crewmate. I'm swinging from a I woke up swinging from a mask, and I'm 20 silver in debt.
Okay. Interesting. You're swinging from a mask. Uh, so okay, so the mask you're swinging is actually one of the ships that you guys will be traveling with. Um, and the debt that you're in is you owe it to the bosun for the flute, which is known as the Sea's Revenge. The bosun had a bet that you would lose the fight. That you and this other crewmate at yeah, the whole kind of tavern kind of got behind you guys, kind of pressured you guys into it. Um, he told you to throw the fight, and then the crew member decided to improvise, and you know, one thing led to another, and he ended up face down and face down in his own blood and vomit, and you now owe the bosun some money.
Okay. I am gonna go ahead and pay my debt to the bosun.
Sweet. He's grateful, but he's annoyed. Still annoyed. And he just says, "It's not a good sign if you can't follow orders. Something as simple as to throw a fight. But at least you do pay your debts, and that's good to know."
I will do better next time, Capitan, or bosun son.
We'll see. And then you Mod, what did you end up doing?
Me?
What did you end up doing?
Well, I had a dinner with a barkeep and woke up on tavern floor, and now I'm a year older.
Okay, kind of. You got into what with the barkeep?
Tavern barkeep. Didn't catch the name, was too drunk.
Tavern floor. Is it the same tavern?
Yeah, I think so. Just
Looks
the
much
other
different.
day, like, woke up in the morning and it was rough.
It doesn't help that the postman is going around kicking everybody who's also in the same boat as you, making sure everyone's up, yelling at them to get their asses up and get ready for work. The who else? Who? And then Bill Angel, did you go drinking with them as well?
Yes, but Angel is the bartender, so he doesn't get blackout drunk. He is serving them drinks and drinking along, but he doesn't get as fucked up.
Okay. Well, this would be in a Spanish town, so unless you went behind the bar and started serving,
Oh, okay.
which I mean you could kind of show off your skills.
Well, when we're drinking back at like the hotel room or whatever, I'll be like, pouring drinks for everybody when everybody else is too fucked up to do so.
Encouraging it. Nice.
I'll be pouring the shots with steady hands.
There you go. Okay. So you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. The and then for the mule, you had it's up to you. If did you travel with them to make sure that they all got on and got hired, and then are taking off with the ship,
Yeah,
or did you? Okay.
with some sort of plan on like when, like how long do you think it would take to incite a mutiny, or because it's not like we're gonna attack the ship a day outside of the town. But maybe what I could have done the night before is find some rat poison. And I think the mule's worked with Grave Hand before. And he says, you used to claim you were a cook, right? If you can't convince them to join us, you might as well slip this into their food when no one's looking.
I was not say a cook, but I dibbled and dab in the sick bay and make some potions like penicillin.
Well, maybe keep it away from your rat friend, but
Scuttles wants nothing to do with that bottle. He's behind my cloak, behind my neck.
But the morning of the mutiny, if this happened to find its way into breakfast.
I see what you're saying. Yes, I will take that.
He's like the Ratatouille of medicine with a minor in larceny.
Scuttles is kind of like shaking on the back of my neck because he knows I now have the rat poison. But I'm going to keep it in a pocket that I don't keep his moldy green cheese in.
Oh.
Not to
Okay.
mix them up.
You just figure out once I see flares, what's the name of your ship, Cloud?
La Motte.
Once those flares go up, the Mort will be on just around the bend.
Aye, aye.
I think it's La Morte. I don't know how to pronounce it.
La
It just
Mort.
sounded French.
Yeah. Hey, it's your ships though.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay, great. So you guys have discussed the general plan of the idea of kind of when this will happen. You guys have some information about the some of the ships that you're traveling with. The goal for the ships is the boats and kind of informed. He doesn't tell you the entire itinerary, but tells you the first few stops. They're going to hit the first one they're going to hit is going to be a port called Caracosa. It's on the Nicaraguan Honduras border. It's at if you're looking at the map, it's the first one after Cuba. So you guys will hit there. That's going to be like a big haul of gathering rum, gathering some tobacco and spices, and then they'll work their way down to Panama where they'll pick up some exotic animals. Drop off some of the spices and then pick up some other things. But so the you guys are the first stop is going to be your big haul, and then you're going to be kind of working your way around. So you guys will have a few days out on the water, traveling. You guys, for the most part, since it's going to be two separate things, everyone on the ship, you guys kind of let me know what you all are doing for those first, say, like 4 or 5 days. At which point, that's when they'll start to kind of gear up and get people onto the different ships to go to go ashore and get the supplies. And then Mule, I'll have you do a couple rolls to see if you can kind of keep up but out of sight of the sea's revenge, the flute that is taking, because there's two tartans and two sloops with them that are also leading.
Yep.
Their minimum crew right now, they're just kind of they're all ahead. But so for everyone else, if you guys want to, think about it for a second, and give me like what you guys are going to be doing for the next 4 or 5 days, and then I'll have Mule, why don't you give me a D20 roll, and add your ship's skill to it.
Okay.
And you're trying to
Also, another question. What if we know the route that you guys are taking? What if I just ran the route backwards, and then whenever we came at a midpoint, that's like when we do the job?
That works. I mean, you can also
I'm
just kind of
talking to the other crew. Yeah, to the crew. Like, what do you guys think of that? Or
We're not talking to you, Jason.
Well,
yeah, I'm in.
the
Yeah,
idea being like following another ship for like a week and a half is suspicious as hell.
yes.
But maybe if I take the path and I'm just running the reverse thing, which is like a known merchant lane or whatever, you would have what halfway of the journey to try to figure out what you're gonna do.
Yeah, maybe by that time we already have taken over the ship. Who knows? Yeah, I
Just
think that's a
throwing
good
it out
plan.
there.
I think that's a good plan, yes.
Gravehand agrees.
Sweet. Okay. Well then, in that case, why don't you roll me a D20? So for the mule, why don't you roll me a D20? We'll see what you encounter on your opposite journey.
All right. So the D20 roll was a 16,
Sweet. Okay.
and if there is crew skill to add, is it a negative on
Uh,
your ship?
It's just a regular frigate, so crew skill is a +1.
Cool. So 17.
Sweet, okay. So the original roll is the original roll was would have been unexpected shoals and coral require precision navigation and piloting, which I believe you are a navigator-ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Well,
with the
I have some treasure hunting background.
okay. So I figured with that, and then the +1 in crew skill, I would say that you're able to kind of spot it and then maneuver around without having any damage or slowing you down.
Perfect.
They yeah they I was relatively impressed, and this is a crew that's seems to be molded quite well with each other.
We intend to get
As
the
you
ship
know,
back to Cloud in one piece.
they
Yes.
as long as Cloud is there in one piece.
Oh,
Well, I can be there in like
maybe
three
there'll be 2
quarters of a
mutinies today.
piece.
Um, so while they're definitely maneuvering these shoals and corals, what are the rest of the crew? What are you guys doing on board of this Sea's Revenge as they're traveling out and kind of they're starting to kind of divvy up crew roles and stuff and who's going to go on what ship?
Grave Hand is on the Sea's Revenge, and whenever Grave Hand gets on a ship, he kind of plays like the doctor role. He tends to hang out in sick bay where all the medical supplies are, and he's kind of going through the cabinets, um, just kind of taking inventory what's there. Grave Hand is also kind of like an alchemist. So he's also kind of looking through the medicine cabinets to see if there's anything the Spanish has that he's never seen before, like as far as medicines or potions or anything like that.
Okay. Why don't you give me a presence check?
Presence check.
See if you can find anything.
Okay. I rolled a 13.
Okay. So you don't find anything that odd or out of place. Um, you do find some kind of more unusual items. There's also uh, traces of some kind of venom or poison that was used recently. You find like a discarded bottle that it doesn't have any like it has like a residue of it. Um, and you know this just because of the certain kind of almost like greenish glow that it has. It's faint, almost kind of like it kind of glows in the dark, if you will. Um, but since you are, you're looking around, and most people wouldn't even bother checking the trash, or you know, they go for the basic stuff, the rum, the alcohol, the um, the Jesus, what is it called? Um, the powders and rashes and stuff like that. Oils for sunburns and stuff like that. So this kind of left in the trash, but discarded. Um, but yeah, that's what you find is you find a remnants of some kind of poison or venom or some kind of that glows in the dark.
Gotcha. So when Gravehand finds the used vial of poison, he can see it kind of illuminating behind some other vials in the cabinet. And he doesn't touch the vial, but he's inspecting it closely and sees that it is used, and kind of keeps that in the back of his mind that somebody had used some weird green glowing poison recently.
Okay. What is everyone else doing? I see. Angel, you're reading the Architectural Digest.
Yes, and I'm looking for spots to honeymoon. So I'm doing some pretty mundane shit on this vacation. Oh, but the going off of what you were just saying about mixing up venom and poison, maybe the glowing green poison is called venom because that's something they do in movies a lot.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, it's there's not enough to really to know for sure, but it makes sense. So okay, so if you're searching for honeymoon spots, why don't you give me a? I'm gonna just keep doing presence rolls. Why don't you give me a d20 roll and then add your spirit. See if you can't, after reading all this stuff, you can't get inspired and kind of
I get a
maybe
16. And what does everybody think about where's the best spot to vacation in the Caribbean? I honestly don't know. I'd probably go to Puerto Rico because that's where my godson is. But
I don't
it's
know about the honeymoon, but if you're looking for the best bachelor party, the Siren's Call is the best place to go.
you asked some of the crew
Honeymoons,
on the
birthday
ship.
parties.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
yeah, bring your kid there for a birthday party. It'll be great.
Yeah, baptism.
What could go
funerals.
wrong? Yeah,
Nothing.
baptisms.
Um, so you asked some of the crew around, kind of asking them about some of the spots that you'll be hitting up, and they tell you that the first spot, Caracosa, actually say most of the this route is a wonderful place to go if you want to become unmarried on your honeymoon. There is these are mostly dense jungles filled with ancient temples and uh, vicious locals and creatures that you can't find anywhere else. A lot of stories, a lot of kind of wives' tales and folklores. But they said that over in over here in the dark, you could, and there's not really much worth honeymooning. If you wanted to, you'd probably go to. They said like you would go to like more towards the Guadalupe or um, the smaller,
Well,
lesser Antilles.
I would kill for a good bar around here, gah. But you don't know what you don't know, you know? And I turn to the next player. Turn
There's
over
a
to
bunch of
Postal / Edgar.
mumbling. There's a bunch of mumbling and stuff, but there is a bar if you guys are so inclined to drink. Um, one of these ships there that you guys are traveling with, which is one of the smaller tartans called the Dancing Swill. That the cruise is that's the place. That's the ship you want to get on if you want to day drink and night drink. They never seem to run out of rum. and then who's next? Either Maud or
Okay, so uh, do we pick a ship where we landed on?
well, this is kind of like what you guys are doing, kind of before we get to the actual like
Okay.
observation.
Um, Before we land on the ship.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, I'm sorry, you guys are on the main flute,
mhm,
kind of just going about. You have a couple days. You have like 4 or 5 days until you reach your first location where everyone will get onto different boats to go and load up the supplies.
mhm.
So it's more just kind of like what you spend this time doing.
Okay.
Like you're heading out,
Yeah.
kind of make friends, whatever.
I kind of want to figure out who's important on those ships. Get like I spent mostly most of my free time just sneaking around and trying to figure out the routines of the guys on Bloody Maiden who were tasked to be, the aware ones who were tasked to uh, send the flares if
Okay.
anything happens. I want to spot them and know their routines, know uh, how they operate. If necessary, I use from the distance my spyglass and try to stay away, but like try to gather intel on how how they work and what's their weak spot, and try to find some leverage on this in the future.
Okay. So they so give me a presence check as
Okay.
you're studying and researching the sloop that's called the Bloody Maiden. Um,
That's a shitty roll. It's 5.
I mean, there's always devil's luck.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So 1 out of 2, reroll, much
Yeah, there
better.
you go. Okay. So with that, you realize that it's the Bloody Maiden seems to be a crew of the same kind of guys. Like it's not like where the other ships and stuff are kind of like mixing, matching. They kind of like they're kind of trying to find each other's like who works well with who. This particular sloop is consists of uh all uh like God fearing, church going, almost like Inquisition fanboys who almost seem to be like their kind of their mission for God is to join the Inquisition, and the way to do that is by proving their worth. So they take this very seriously. They are they're skilled. They kind of they know their ship very well and they can handle it pretty easily. Um, the uh the flares and stuff, they're almost like they're set off to be like more like fireworks. Um, you see that they keep them in the below deck. This is not like a sloop. It's not really well. I guess what would be the captain's quarters. Um, but there's a kind of like a rig or a platformish type thing that sits on the back. That was where they would place the fireworks to send them, shoot them off. So they would have to move them from the captain's quarters onto the uh, onto the top deck and then light them, set off flares. So there's a
Okay,
couple
so it's
minutes.
not like Not like it's instantaneous. It's something that they need to prepare. Cool.
So yeah, so then, but yeah, in terms of like, um, kind of getting onto that particular ship, that might be a little bit more difficult, a little bit, because a lot more convincing to see if you can get onto that particular ship. But it's doable, especially you know that they are God-fearing Inquisitor fanboys. And then actually, Cloud, what are you doing?
So Cloud is getting to know the crew. He's like joining work teams. He's not doing any work. He's just chatting them up, singing some shanties and trying to promote the Siren's Call, trying to get in the good sides of the crew, so that when the time comes, he'll be able to rally them to their side. So he's just making acquaintances, just chatting people up, making their day a little bit brighter in a way.
Okay, give me a spirit check.
Ooh, spirit. 9.
Okay.
I'll take one devil's luck to pass.
Okay. So you start off a little rough with the song singing and the kind of breathery, but you find your groove, and sure enough, by the time the fourth fifth day rolls around, they all know, um they all learned a song from you. What shanty do you teach them?
Um, I have two. Let's see which one should I teach them. Um, so I think I'll teach them fish in the sea.
Fish in the sea. Okay.
Yeah,
And then roll me a d12.
D12. 4.
You They teach you a song.
Oh,
Leave her
nice.
Johnny.
Leave
Leave
her
her Johnny
John.
is
Leave her.
yep, is when you sing that, you can re-roll changing winds.
Nice.
Okay, so learned. And then while we're here, uh also, why don't you give me another D20 roll to see what you encounter while they were singing songs and learning details.
Uh, 8 on the die.
Okay, an eighth is okay. You come across uh a massive dead blue whale, which has it seems like something living inside. Uh, do you want to investigate, or do you want to
A
just kind of
massive dead whale with something living inside of it.
yeah? Like, well, it seems like there's something inside of it. Seems like they're
Meat sack, is
yeah.
that you?
Yeah.
Let's pop that blister.
So as you guys you come about and you kind of are able to kind of hook onto it and kind of drag it and turn it a little bit, so it reveals a raft inside of its um stomach, that or half gone stomach now, really. It's this raft of six dying individuals. They look like to be of some kind of potentially like merchants, or some kind of like, I guess, middle class, if you will, if you can call it that. Um, but they have been looks like they've been at sea for several days. They are badly kind of blistered and bruised, broken. They don't look like they have very long to live. They good.
Yeah, looking at him, Edward just says, "You look like you're a long way from home. Where do you hail from exactly?"
They all kind of they're like we were we were meant to bring our all our goods uh, from from up in the and he kind of like he stops and goes, the you know that Saint Martin, it's you know not too far from here. Uh, well, and then he kind of stops and he looks and one of the guys passengers kind of just drops his head and kind of slides off the raft. And he goes, and the man who's talking to you kind of reaches in and has a bottle, and tosses you the bottle. Um, and then he just kind of like just from sheer exhaustion, kind of just lets out a long and final sigh. Um, the bottle is actually corked, and there is a rolled up, looks like a couple of scraps of paper inside.
Yeah, I'll decork it and start to read it. I'll just say, "Bring him aboard. We can always throw him off later."
The crew starts to kind of work and tries to get there. Roll me a d6.
Sure. um, oh, a 3.
3. Okay. So they're only able to get 3 on board that are still alive. The other 3 have passed away either before or during the rescue attempt. Um, the scraps of paper you find, there is one piece of paper that has looks like a um, notes on cargo and some prices next to it. It seems to be either the ship's manifest or what they were hoping to buy or sell. There's another piece of paper that has kind of a partially drawn out hand drawn map. Um, it has looks like a small island, but it only seems to be what you well, you're not really entirely sure what section of this island it is. Um, it looks like it has some kind of like hidden hidden entry, or hidden port, or hidden beach, some kind of like inland area that entranceway into this island. And I'll send you guys that little image later. So I'm just kind of rolling on it now. Um, so yeah, it's a kind of a partial map. Again, there's not really much details. Uh, there's looks like an arrow. Looks like some shark fins that are kind of drawn around the entrance or that little in cove area. But that's all the information you have on that.
I'll bring him aboard, feed him the bare minimum until I get a more idea of like where they're from. But
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Cool. So it's trying your best to save. Um, they're definitely grateful. Um, there is not really much. They kind of just they once you got to kind of get food in them, they kind of pass out and they're asleep for probably a good day, and then as they kind of come to, they start to kind of give you pieces of details, which I will be rolling on. I'll let you know when I have a better sense of what they actually were doing. Okay, so while all this is going on, where are we at? Okay, so at this point now, the Caesar Revenge, you guys are kind of in position to start to launch the sloops and the tartans. Do you guys what would you guys like to do? Do you guys someone want to stay on the flute? Everyone wants to get on one of the other ships? How do you guys want to go about dispersing with the assignment? So the ships are going to go to port and pick up just cargoes full of rum, spices, and tobacco. Let's see. So there's the Dancing Swill, which is a tartan. Let's see. If you look on the map, it'll just kind of show you the different ships. The Dancing Swill is the smaller one. That is a rum runner, which never seems to run out of rum. The other tartan is called Freedom's Delight, and that is a much agile ship. They also plan on gathering rum on that one. The Bloody Maiden, which is the one that you guys had scouted, they're really just going to be kind of overseeing, as the other sloop, the Stormy Opulence, is going to be grabbing the tobacco and spices. The Stormy Opulence, the one coming this hull is reinforced, so it actually has a D4 hull instead of a D2. And then so they you guys have any particular ship that you guys want to try and get onto? Do you guys want to? How do you guys want to move ahead? You just want to stay on board the Sea's
So,
Revenge?
so it's two sloop, two tartans, the Dawning Swill and Freedom's Delight, two sloops, Stormy Opulence and Bloody Maiden, and the flute, the Sea's Revenge, right?
Yep.
All right. And the Bloody Maiden is the one with the flares.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to go on the Bloody Maiden, if possible.
Go ahead. What about everyone else?
Brother Gravehand will jump on the Freedom Delight.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking between Freedom Delight and Bloody Maiden. If possible,
Go ahead.
then Bloody Maiden to just
So the Bloody Maiden
Just
would
don't
be
say Bloody Maiden 3 times in a row, and you'll be fine.
Bloody Maiden, Bloody Maiden, Bloody Maiden.
Oh
gotta
shit!
look in the mirror.
Kraken shows
Yeah,
up.
the Bloody Maiden, you guys would have to roll a presence check, and that would be a for
Oh shit!
so that would be
What are we rolling for again?
So anyone, if you guys would try to get on the Bloody Maiden, that would be a presence check, and it would be a DR 15, in order to kind of convince them to bring on newcomers.
All right. DR
And
15, you said?
Yep.
And what's the difficulty for the other one?
The other ones are there's no difficulty for those. This one's particular because they're all Inquisition fanboys. Like they
Let's
kind
go
of
over the other one. Sheesh.
I had a 13, and I'll spend my second devil's luck to get into the ship.
Oh, okay. You must have some kind of death wish.
They don't call me the Reaper for nothing.
Is on bloody. Okay. And then, what did you want to try to attempt to get on, or
Okay, I will try it, but if I fail it, I will not try to push it.
okay?
Well, no, it's a no. I think my twinkly eyes just don't vibe with
I
them.
think
So
they,
I'm gonna go.
they're more they're full right now. They're like the other guys can use the extra hands.
Yeah, so freedom's the light, then it is.
Okay, so brother and mod, and then where's the Indel? Where'd you like to go? There's the stormy opulence. There's the dancing swell. There's down the sea's revenge. Okay.
I'm going to Freedom's Delight.
All right, so all the three are on Freedom's side. Okay. So as you guys kind of take off, and the ship's kind of they're all heading into slightly different ports that are along this coast. There's the Blood Maidens kind of it hangs back a little bit and kind of just catches the wind. Actually, let's see. Let's roll for somebody give me the D6 roll. Let's see which way the wind is actually going to blow.
3.
3. Okay. So that is wind is blowing to southeast. So southeast. So the wind is blowing that way. It's from blowing southeast. So you guys kind of are able to, well, since you guys are close to the wind, because you guys would be traveling southwest. So you guys, the Tartans and the sloop are able to get to the docks. They're loading up. The Freedom's Delight. Since there's 3 of you guys on there, and it's usually just a crew of 9.
Can I ask something, Jason?
Yeah.
On the Freedom's Delight, since there's 3 of us, can Gravehand go ahead and stay on the Sea's Revenge, and while the ships are running, I can kind of like scope out the ship?
Sure.
Would you allow that? Okay.
Yeah,
so Gravehand's gonna stay on the Sea's Revenge, and he's just kind of like, he sends Scuttles off to go look around, and he's just kind of rummaging. He's being nosy, is what it is to see if there's anything that will help the group, since everybody's out running, runs or whatever.
Okay. So yeah, so as you guys are, you're aboard there. Again, no one's, everyone's seen you kind of like, searching around the med bay before, so like, they don't really pay too much mind, unless you want to kind of go and and explore like the captain's quarters or something like that, or
Right. Right now, I'm just like blending in.
Okay. All right. So then, for Maud and Angel, why don't you guys give me a strength test? See if you guys have any problems loading up the rum. You guys are feeling the whole.
I got 14.
Sweet. So,
I get a 9, so I fail.
well, you have a little harder time, a little bit slower. You guys um the dancing swell is able to kind of launch off port faster than you guys. So you guys are the last ship to kind of to start heading back towards the Sea's Revenge. Um,
I haven't got me sea legs yet. I've been spending too much time slinging booze on land.
so as you guys are you're heading back. Uh, Cloud, why don't you give me a presence check to see if you and your other shipmates notice anything.
Uh, yeah, that's 6.
6. So you guys don't notice. At this point, you got everyone else is kind of heading towards the Caesar Revenge. There are sails that kind of creep up behind the Bloody Maiden. They are black sails. It is a fast ship that is um, seems to be kind of coming out of nowhere, almost like around the kind of bend. It just kind of seems to kind of appear, and it's barreling down towards the Bloody Maiden. In which case, I'm going to kind of shift boats. So the Bloody Maiden is kind of behind these guys. So here, if you want, I'll do this. Oop. I'll attach you to the sloop. There you go. So behind you come. Oh shit, I'm the wrong one. Comes another sloop, sleeker almost. It looks like it. Sloop you possibly would have seen before. But this one is. I think it's the wrong shape. That's okay. So, flying the black, it appears right behind you. And since it's you guys did not notice it, roll. Actually, no, so you guys didn't notice it. So it gets a surprise attack on you guys. And it's gonna come up right behind you guys, almost like on your, like right up on your ass. Now you can almost see the individuals on the ship, and you notice that the man standing at the bow is covered in what looks like glowing tattoos. Um, he is pointing at you guys and barking out commands you can't quite hear. But you recognize, having dealt with the pirates and stuff of the Brotherhood of the Coast, you recognize that the man as Bloody Vein, and his ship. So you see, and he's barking commands, and it looks like their guns are drawn and ready to fire. The ranger looks to do kind of a crippling blow. Do you inform your crew that you're about to be attacked, or do you take cover?
I'll take cover. Let them be
Roll me
attacked.
a d20.
All right. 5.
Okay. So the shots end up the shots end up kind of not completely dead on, but they skim the back of the ship, kind of taking out the rudder, not damaging the ship too much, but taking out the back rudder, which then now has caused this ship to kind of almost almost be dead in the water. You see the crew kind of panic. The shots have fired have now alerted the other 3 ships and the Sea's Revenge, who is who sees the the Ranger coming up, and it starts to kind of get into position, starts to move and get ready to attack. Just like all the other ships are now kind of trying to scramble and get into position to defend. At this point, somebody give me a initiative roll, and then Postal, the mule. You guys are creeping up, and you kind of you see the sails in the distance, as you know that you kind of planning on meeting around this point. You see what looks like some kind of smoke or potentially cannon fire. You're still a little bit ways off from knowing for sure, but
Yep.
you
Edgar
you would
just
go
rouses the
go ahead.
crew. Says, "Be ready. Looks like they've already made their move. Everyone to battle stations."
And then who wants to give me that D6 roll for initiative?
Uh,
I'll do it.
Good.
Let's see. We got a 6.
6. Okay, sweet. So you guys are gonna go first now. Okay, so since it's kind of a it's kind of different situations. You guys are all in different ships. You guys will get to uh kind of control the ships that you're on. Um, unless you just want to take an action, and then I can captain the ships for you guys. But it's up to you guys. You guys can captain it, or and then take the necessary actions, or I can at least move it, captain it, and then you guys can take the any actions. Before we start, do you guys want to take a 5-10 minute break just to kind of bathroom and refills and
oh,
stuff?
yeah, I could use a bathroom break.
Yeah, sure.
Sure thing.
Cool. So
Okay.
was it
Apologize.
40 after?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
there's two of you. I stayed on the.
On the Sea's Revenge.
Yep. Because I'm getting ready that if something's gonna go down, I'm gonna be ready to.
Certain we to operate properly with
Yeah,
this.
they're probably fully manned. So I'm on a sloop. So that's 10 people. There's probably another 6 crew on yours. So it should be easy to take control of the ship.
Mhm.
So I'm down to pilot the ship if y'all want. I'm AFK from the Owl Bear right now, but I can hop on my computer once we get to this fight. How many ships are there relative to how many players?
So we have
Who wants the pilot?
we have La Mort, which is being controlled by Postal. Then there's 2 people on the Freedom's Delight. I think that's you and Mads. Heb is on the Sea's Revenge. I am on the Bloody Maiden, and then we have on the Spanish side the Daning Swill and Stormy Opulence, and we also have the Ranger coming about. So that's 6, 7 ships in total.
But we're only controlling like 3 of them?
Yes, we're only
Yeah.
controlling 3 of them.
I mean, we are currently controlling one of them.
Yeah, that's also true.
That's also true. Who I think Jason was saying we can, even though we're not captains of the ships right now, that we as players can control the 2 friendly ships or all 3 friendly ships. Holmes, do you
Yeah.
want to move one of them around, or should I do it? The Freedom's Delight one.
The what?
I don't know. Yeah, that'll have to be clarified.
Yeah, I mean, for you, even so, if you're on the Freedom's Delight bill and there's 2 of you there, it should be fairly easy to gain control since it's at 13, and
Mhm.
at most it has 9 crews, so there's 7 other people with you. Just kill one of them, and they'll probably, fall in
Yeah,
line.
I would probably try to just backstab the captain and see and tell I'm the captain
Oh.
now.
No, that's a terrible. That's a terrible time to mute me. No, that's not what I'm about. I don't want to hurt anybody, actually. Oh, my character's reaction when I get into the fight is, I thought no one was gonna get hurt because this is a heist. Yeah, Angel's a professional, and he got married last season, so he's got something to lose now. Jason, let us know when you're back because we had a clarification question.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like he's back yet.
No, he's probably gonna come back in like 5 minutes.
I'm back, guys.
So, oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm just setting up I'm trying the initiative thing to see if this how this works.
So I might have misheard you before, but do you want us to control the 3 ships that are friendly to us in our fleet, or do you want us to just have control of one of the ships?
You guys can control. So since there's for you guys with the on the Freedom to Light, if you guys want to like take control of the ship and then claim it as your guys' own, you can do that. Or I was saying if you guys wanted just to like, I can just move the ships around and then you guys can take actions as crew members.
I see. So if we execute our plan and mutiny, then we will have control of the ship and be able to pilot it. But until then, we're
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
So
sounds
then those ships would act accordingly to what they would normally be doing. 7, 6. Where's the thing?
So they share their plan with me of, oh, all we have to do is kill 1 or 2 people and then we'll get control of the ship. But then I have objections to that. I say, no, we shouldn't kill anybody, and I don't want anyone to get hurt. So Angel has reservations about unnecessary violence.
Well, you guys can. I mean, you don't have to necessarily kill anybody. You can just, knock them out, I guess.
It's just throw them out of into the water, and like them dying, it's just between them and fishes.
Yeah. You didn't kill anybody.
Technically, it's not a kill.
Yeah, it's not my fault you didn't know how to swim.
Okay, is that him? I think it's everybody. Okay, so I'm gonna try this initiative thing and see how this works. I don't know if this is the first time using it, but I think I gotta put you guys just in. You guys will all get to go first. But let's see how this works. I think it should let you know. Okay, so this says brother Gravehand, you're up first. Did it tell you anything like on your screen or anything?
I haven't seen anything pop up.
Okay.
But you have to click on initiative tracker
Oh,
on
Yeah,
the
I got
top
it.
left corner, and it
Okay.
will show you the list.
Yep, I got it. It has me and then says 08 behind it. I guess I rolled an 8.
No, it's just the placement. I'm just
Oh.
trying to figure out because I guess I didn't know if I can put all in the same number, but either way,
Okay.
just so you guys, and so so you get to go. You get to act first. The Sea's Revenge is like in the process of turning around to get in position to open fire.
Okay. So what Gravehand's doing is he sees the Ranger coming and he knows the pirates are coming. And what Gravehand's plans is he's once the attack happens, he wants to take out the captain, but the way he wants to do it is he wants to cause a distraction first. So what Gravehand's doing is he's planning on casting, let me get to it, curse on the captain, because right now Gravehand is still in the sick bay, so he can't physically see the captain at the helm. And my plan is to cast curse to cause some damage to him to where he doesn't know where it's come from, and I can come running out from sick bay to act like I'm coming to help him, type of thing. But Gravehand's plan is if the Ranger's about to attack, Gravehand's going to try and take control of the Sea's Revenge.
Okay.
Did you like poison him beforehand, like the Joker?
Well, no, I have the rat poison that Edgar gave me in case the flares go up. And but I could use that to my advantage, that if I'm running up onto the helm to aid the captain, I could possibly poison the captain.
Brilliant.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So yeah, so once you roll for curse,
Okay.
and or wait, you get to it's that one you have to roll for. I can't remember exactly because I know there's
So I just clicked it. It says test spirit DR10. Deal D8 plus spirit damage to an enemy thou cannot see.
Yep. And then, okay. So yeah. So
Okay, so I'm gonna cast. Or I'm gonna roll my spirit, and I rolled a 9, and I'm gonna spend the devil's luck to re-roll.
sweet.
Oh no, actually, no. I'm gonna use the devil's luck to make it pass.
Right.
All right.
So yeah. So you're able to curse him. What does what the yeah, it's a D8
D8
damage.
plus my spirit. So let me roll a D8. And I rolled a 5, and my spirit is +4, so 9 damage.
Whoa. So you actually. So it's this is the she runs. So yeah. So this you're dealing with a more the naval mastermind, since he's the one leading it. So, but you take a he drops down to his knees. He starts like just spitting up blood. And you hear the bosun yell for the medic to captain needs help. He starts screaming, and then he goes back to yelling at the rest of the crew to get to keep their eyes on what they're doing. Keep bringing her about and to get ready to unload the cannons. But the captain is now just throwing up blood on the main deck of the ship. As you come running out with you're carrying like any kind of any supplies with you or anything, or
Yeah, I'm coming out with some like BS, like stuff from sickbay. Like random bandages, maybe some rubbing alcohol or equivalent type stuff, ointment that they would use back then. But I also have my poison vial ready. I run up to the helm and I start like taking the bandages and start wiping the blood from the captain's mouth and whatnot. And I'm making it seem like I'm examining him. And I'm gonna tell him, Capitan, here, take this. This will help with the pain. And I kind of like take the poison bottle and like start like pouring it into his mouth.
Not technically alive.
Not what?
Well, depending on the poison, that's not technically a lie.
Oh, gotcha.
That's true.
Unless it's agonizing poison, in which case that is the opposite of the truth.
Well, it's rat poison, so it's gonna be a lot, and then I think I think there's like a convulsion kind of thing. Like it's depending on how much you give him, it's it's pretty, I guess, quick. Like he'll be in pain for a bit, slowly die, but you know it won't be like he'll be like poisoned and then days later he'll die. I mean, it depends how much you're giving him.
Well, he's all in pain from the curse that I had casted on him. So, I'm pouring as much as the bottle as he's ingesting, willing to ingest.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna test more real quick for him. See how he ooh. So okay. So he gives in to you and just and it this curse is out of nowhere, painful, disorienting. So he's taking everything that the doctor tells him to take. So he takes the entire lot. Um as this is happening, the Caesar Vengeance is now kind of in position. Um, and then it's going to uh take a small fire. It's not going to fire its cannons just because of the proximity to the maiden, but it's going to open fire with small arms. And then let's have brother. Why don't you roll me an attack for the small arms since you're on that ship.
Okay, so I roll my presence, correct?
Yep. And then
I rolled an 8.
wait, okay. So they open fire, and they, because they're they're being careful, they do the shots do go kind of too far wide, to the left side of the Ranger, because they didn't want to hit their own ship. Which, Cloud, you were on that ship, and you see the Sea's Revenge firing at you, or firing at the Ranger, but missing. What do you do?
So I know that the Lamotte is coming from the other side. Would I be able to see them with my spyglass at this point? Or are they too far away from us to notice that there's another ship coming from the northeast?
I think that you, with the spyglass, I'm pretty sure that you would be able to see them. They can kind of see you guys like in out in the distance. So
Okay,
like there's
so I'd like to gather up the crew and tell them this captain is a miserable, a coward. He's taking us into a pirate ambush, and the Sea's Revenge is attacking us. Do you want to die for a king just to get fat in the comfortable of his throne, or do you want to be free and enjoy the ladies of the Caribbean? And as I say that, I'm gonna shoot our captain. Price if needed.
you shoot
Twice
the
if
captain
needed.
of the.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
So So
so
yeah.
it's,
So they're all looking at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, of
so
course
yeah.
we would die for our Lord and Savior.
First shot is an 11, so that's a miss. Then it's a 19, which I think for me is a crit. Let me check.
Sweet.
Military Mastermind. No, no. And so that's 2d4. That's 3 damage and another 3 damage, so 6 damage to the captain. Is he dead?
Uh, he is not. He is almost dead though. He is, he's pretty bloody, and he's kind of like hunched over now that you've unloaded into him.
And the third shot is an 18, so
That should
that's
finish
2
him
more
off.
damage and total of 5 more damage.
Yeah. So the first shot missed. The second shot, when you hit him, he's still kind of stunned as he kind of stumbles back and kind of leaning on the rail. And as the third shot just drops him flat onto the flat on the deck. The rest of the crew is just in shock. That you just murdered their captain, a friend of theirs, and they kind of, that shock kind of wears off or starts to wear off as you see their morale is not broken, almost strengthened, with resolve to handle their friend's murderer.
All right. Join me or die.
um so Angel, you see that the Caesar Revenge has opened fire on this new ship, this new pirate ship. You guys are on the Freedom's of Light. What would you like to do? I know that you said you are not keen on killing anybody, but there is kind of a panic situation. They are trying to kind of uh get into better position to open fire onto this pirate ship. So they're probably
I'll help him with the full sail.
okay.
What sort of check is that again?
The full sail is either strength. I think it's strength check, as it's your.
I have
What they come
+4
about.
strength. Phantasmic.
Full sail. Oh, sorry. Full sail is agility.
Oh, I have +4 strength,
Oh,
+4 agility. Oh, either way, I'm good. I get a 16.
Sweet. So you give them one extra hex of movement. So they're starting to rotate and heading towards 3, and then it's 2, 3, and it's 4, 5, and then it rotate. Come on, there we go. All right, and then Mads, what are you doing before I go to the mules?
I want to I look where the captain is,
Okay.
and I look where is the nearest crew member that's not us. The nearest guy that's next to the captain.
Okay.
I want to position myself that they both don't see me. And I want to cast Mind Manacles on the other guy to attack the captain. So I want to create this situation where someone else is attacking the captain, and we're not being seen as traitors, but someone else.
So so that's you have to test if it's a ritual, right? So you have to test before.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
spirit.
then, yep. See if you can't.
Okay. Then that's plus. Where do I do it? That's +2. And then it's the.
Yeah, if you're on here, it might not. Oh, there you go. So
That's 18.
that's definitely. Yeah, and then roll me a D2 and then add your spirit modifier to see how many rounds this guy is going to attack the captain.
Mm-hmm. And then where do we have D2? There's no D2 on the. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Just roll a D4 and then.
I will do it on the chat. Plus, and my spirit is +2. That's 3 rounds.
3 rounds. So starting at 3 rounds. Well, this man before the captain gets his word up to open fire. This one of the other crew members just launches himself at the captain and tackles him. Starts to try to strangle him as they start wrestling, which causes even more chaos as everyone starts to yell and they people run over to try to get the guy off the captain. There's a whole bunch of people running around. You guys are in position to fire, but nobody does actually fire. And then it's the mule. You see there's some smoke, there's some cannon fire. You hear a couple shots, but you don't really see much going on. It seems like they're just kind of some ships are getting into position. You
Yeah.
can't quite make out the like who's attacking them or what's happening, but you just kind of something's going on.
And also, like, this is accurate, right? We're way up to the north up here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we have also no idea of knowing where our allies are on what ships. So I think that's going to be the first order of business is trying to get eyes on anyone or on Claude Moreau or Gravehand. Gravehand's a creepy looking dude. You said you usually have like a cloak on, right? Well, either way.
yeah, and for the most part, like these ships, like you'll be able to see almost most of the crew. Like once you get close enough, you'll be able to see the crew on the decks and stuff. There's not like it's not like these are massive crews, so
Yeah.
they're pretty small crews. So
So just trying to get as close as possible until we can get eyesight.
sweet. Okay. You you can move it. Since you're the only PC, you take 2 actions.
Okay.
So I don't know if you
Let's
however
do
you
the
wanna.
let's do let's try to get there a little bit quicker. Let's do full sail. And yeah. Agility plus PC agility. 0 plus 2. What is my stat? Plus 3. So my full sail succeeds, so I can go 5 hexes.
Sweet.
And we'll just move in a straight line.
Awesome.
5, and then maybe turn 1.
Right. So,
And I
this is
yeah. If you drop it, is it am I able to like use the keys to move it, or?
you possibly try it.
Oh yeah, that kind of works.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's supposed to snap, but I don't know why it's not really snapping. But this is. I think I've enlarged it, but it's. I mean, I'm not gonna be that
Yep.
particular about it. So
You just
uh,
move me where you think, and
it's get kind of
give it a
give or
little.
take. Then I don't know if you want to try. Maybe let's say you from here you can roll like a, a presence check with a DR 16 to see if you can spot anybody on the
Yeah, let's do it.
So
Unfortunately, that's only a 13.
okay,
Nothing yet.
so the way okay, so now the let's see who it is. It's gonna be the ships. So she's revenge. Um, they are they since they're already in position. The captain is still in worse shape. He's actually starting to seizure up, um, starting to foam at the mouth. The bosun notices this and he comes running over. And out of concern, he starts shaking. Captain's like, he looks at brother and he goes, "What did you do? What did you give him? Why? What's going on?" And he kind of stands up and he looks suspicious at brother. He's like, you know, this was a perfect opportunity to show that you were not the failure that you claimed that you weren't. And if he dies, so do you. He removes a flintlock pistol from his waist and points it at brother brother Gravehand, cocking back the handle. He goes, "You better make this right."
Oh, my creepy bro.
Since they already went the stormy opulent, since there's nobody here on there, and they're facing the wrong direction, they are going to rotate into the wind and go once, twice, and they're going to open fire at the small arms because they don't want to so that hits. All right, so they open fire. So the opulence is going against the wind, so they're just kind of panicking. They they see that the She's Revenge is not opening fire. Um, so they're kind of cutting across and trying to see if they can kind of stop the ranger from advancing with some good shots. They were able to land a couple on the ship, but most of the crew decks out of the way. The ship is looks like it has like a reinforced hull, so it just barely feels the small arms fire. And then the Dawning Swill, which is kind of stuck in the middle here, kind of just takes off. And they're like they want no part of this. They are heading off into and splitting the difference and cutting between everybody, and they're like, nope. As you guys actually, Maud and um, Angel, you can see the ship. You see the captain literally like with a bottle of rum, just kind of like almost tip it to you guys and kind of sailing out of here. They're cut tail and running. And then now the ranger. So the ranger now, it's going to come up and board the maiden. So as you guys, Zero as Cloud, as you see, these guys, these crew members are all now kind of like drawing their blades and pulling out the pistols, ready to attack you. There's a hail of gunfire as the ranger comes up alongside and unloads, and then several pirates jump on the deck and start attacking. This is the end of the round, so we would start back up at the top since we're not really going to do ship combat per se. Since it's not like we're kind of just in the now we're kind of like two ships are combined and just, so I think what we'll do is we'll keep the same order. If you guys want to just kind of kind of make your rolls, kind of whichever you're going to do, and then we can kind of just narrate it instead of going like instead of going like piece by piece by piece. Like I figure with like the mule, if you want to just kind of keep moving and roll to see if you get the full sails and stuff, if you kind of keep inching towards us, and I'll check in with you at the end of the round.
Yep,
Since it's right now
sounds good.
you're kind of like stuck out in no man's land. The Freedom's Delight, you guys are now, there's chaos going on. You guys, there's no one really like, there's most people are paying attention to the guy attacking the captain. There's no one at the helm. There's no one on the guns. They're all kind of, there's like four guys trying to pull this guy off, and he is not letting go of the captain. They I think Zero, or sorry, Cloud, you have now been pirates have joined forces. They don't know that you are not one of the members of this crew. So you're about to have an incoming pirate
Yeah.
pirate attack. But brother, since we last left, since you start the round off, and you now have a pistol pointed at your head, what do you do?
We'll start with you
As
first.
the bosun is threatening to kill you if the captain dies. The captain probably has maybe another round.
So Brothers has the flintlock pointed in his face, and he goes, he says, sir, I need the captain brought back to sick bay. I cannot handle his wounds here on the helm. I need somebody to bring the captain back to sick bay where I can attend to him.
The bosun gives you a hard look, looks at the captain, whose eyes are like bulging out of his head. He puts decocks the pistol, puts it back in his waistband, grabs the captain by the shirt collar, and kind of fireman carries him over his shoulder, and turns to you and says, "Lead the way."
So Gravehand, gets back to his feet, and he's rushing the bosun to sick bay, to medical quarters, and instructs the bosun to lay him down on the table, and and then he's still taking the bandages that he had out on the deck, and he's like wiping the captain's face, and he kind of shoos the bosun away. He's like, leave me do my work. I was like, you have enough to do now. And he's hoping that the bosun leaves him and the captain. And brother's gonna plan how he's gonna handle the bosun next, because the captain's pretty much dying out. He just needs the bosun out of the way for a minute.
So why don't you roll me for his morale?
Okay.
Roll 2d6. Looking to try to get an trying to his morale is 8, so it's roll
Okay,
under the
2d6. A 1 and a 1.
Perfect. So he looks, and he's like pulls out the pistol, and he's almost steadfast until there's one of the crew member comes out, comes barreling down. He's like, "Sir, I think the Bloody Maiden's being overtaken. What should we do, Captain?" And Bosun kind of looks down at the captain, sees that he's not responding, looks at you, looks back at the crew member, and he turns back to you and says, "I'll be back in 5 minutes. This better be resolved, or at least in a better situation than he is. I'm putting a bullet through your skull." And he walks off, and you hear him start barking off, "Open fire! I don't give a goddamn who's on that. Just open fire!" So you are now left alone with the captain, which we will come back to how that resolves in a second, as the bosun steps on the deck and starts screaming to open fire for the crew, which, glad you wouldn't be able to hear him, but you do have a pirate with a cutlass bearing down on you.
All right.
You want
So
to all right, you already shot there. So since it's your turn,
do you need me to roll an agility check, see if I'm attacked or not?
well, you know that they see them coming. You can either attack him, or you can try to defend,
No,
because he's not on top of you, but he's coming towards you.
I'm still gunning for the crew of the Bloody Maiden, so I'm gonna scream at the top of my lungs. You should have joined me when I gave you the chance. Now we, the pirates, are gonna kill you all, and I'm gonna cast Talismancy on 3 members of the crew. I passed the spirit check, I got an 18, and they're gonna lose 4 HP per round for 3 rounds as they drown with seawater. And I make this as visible as possible as I'm standing next to the captain's dead body.
The the pirate that was coming towards you stops, and with a confused look is like sees the crew dropping down. There's probably like 2 more guys that are still like that aren't affected by it, and they see their brethren kind of fall down and choking up on drowning on seawater. They instantly like they start their prayers, and they drop down to their knees, and they start to chant a prayer in Spanish, basically just a protection prayer, which is cut short as the pirates kind of run their blades through the um, two praying guys, and leave the other guys to drown, or at least what they believe is drowning. Um, there's a kind of slow clap that emerges from this kind of chaos as Bloody Vein walks up uh, walks up onto the ship and over to you, and he looks down at the captain. He looks back at you. Goes, "Looks like you're a captain of a new slope." He hands out.
All right,
Sticks his hand and goes, "Vane, thank you for helping
uh,
us out."
the Reaper. But we got here first. The rest of my crew is coming on another ship, on the Moth, and some are on one of the Tartains as well. We're gunning for the Sea's revenge. We might share the prize with you. After all, you are doing some work.
He do you he sticks his hand to shake your hand. Did you shake his hand or
And then I
did
shake his
you
hand.
right. Um so he laughs at that and squeezes your hand and pulls you close to him and he says, "You can keep that, rusty old bitch. I just want what's on it." His tattoos begin to kind of glow and his eyes widen as he yells duck as you hear before you kind of feel it the cannons being fired from Sea's Revenge onto both of your ships as explosions of wood, splintering wood and debris uh, blast off all around you. Roll me an agility check.
That's an 11 for me. So close.
And
Oh
then
no,
roll
wait! I
me.
have a +3 agility, so that's a 13.
Oh,
Oof.
there you go. Sweet. So then roll me a d6. Um, and this is kind of just the residual damage for pretty much everyone that's on board.
That's 4.
4. So you take 4 damage just from just the pure chaos that erupts around you. Um, the Bloody Maiden takes the brunt of the attack. Actually, um, and it's pretty badly damaged. Um, but the ranger kind of walks away with a few scratches, few dents, few cracks and bruises, but nothing that's really going to deter the ship from sailing on. Um, the smoke kind of clears, and as it does, the Angel and Mads, you guys see the ship that you had your fellow compatriot on just kind of erupt from cannon fire. You see like the splintering wood. You see a bunch of people go down. Um, they have now resorted to running a blade through the one crew member whose hands were around the captain's throat. Um, few of them now have stabbed him. He is to the last dying breath, hanging on to that captain's throat. What do you guys do?
Oh, I guess we should kind of turn around to that ship
Oh,
at the same.
I agree. Yes, I'll take the wheel. Which way
Okay,
should we
so
go, Mads?
so take take us to the Sea's Revenge.
Towards the Caesar.
Meanwhile,
Okay, I'm gonna try and do a come about action, and I'm piloting.
mhm.
I'll grab the wheel. Oh, I got a 6. Oh no, I accidentally just grabbed the Caesar Revenge model. I don't think I did. Okay, I got a 6. I rolled shitty.
Yeah, that's right. You still, you still kind of turn. You can still move the 5 spaces, turn twice, so you can kind of get around there, get almost in that direction. Mod, what do you do?
So I assume that the chaos is still there, right? So the guys attacking the captain, the rest of them are trying to do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, they're just stabbing him now. They're just gonna take. They're just gonna kill the guy, and because he's not letting go. So after this round, he'll be dead. And but there's still like kind of a chaos and sense. But now that Angel has grabbed the wheel and started to kind of move the ship, that people are starting to kind of you know starting to come to their senses. But you still have
Uh,
this.
Should I move the ship model, or have you already done that this turn, Jason?
You can move it. I didn't move it yet.
okay,
So,
I want to add a bit to that chaos, so I throw a smoke bomb between them.
Okay.
to
Roll. It's a D. Do you think it's
20
DR10?
plus, that's
Dude.
plus dexterity. Let's plus
Agility.
agility.
Anyone within 5 feet must test. Okay. So yeah, so since the ship is big enough that you guys, so you can throw, test the agility.
Wow, that's not
Whoa.
20.
Okay. So since it's a double damage, this is blind for D4 rounds. So why don't you roll me a D4, and then we'll double that double the rounds. So 3, so 6 rounds. So this still pretty much they're now they're coughing up and hacking up, and they're not gonna be able to do anything until for the next 6 rounds. So you got some time. You got some coverage.
Okay. Next round, I'm gonna start to shoot some random guys there, just to make.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Then
oh, don't hurt anyone, Mads.
Mule, you're still working. You see now. You see the cannon fire. You see one of the other ships is now smoking. It looks like there's a lot of chaos that has just erupted.
Yep. Just got to keep getting closer. So let's see. Full sail.
Yeah, I would say honestly that just to kind of speed it up a little bit, so you're not just like
Mhm.
chip away this. I would say we can cut that distance in half to get
Yep,
you
just
in closer.
move the ship to wherever you think.
So yeah, so I think that way like you can have at least you got at least some kind of something other than just kind of I'll move and then full sail once, move full sail,
Mhm.
So you
Let's
can do
try
your
to
movement
look.
now. And
Let's try to
no, look,
spot some allies.
so
So
this is going to be just a DR12 since you're close enough at least with
14.
coverage. So you see the smoke coming from. Oh, you see the dancing swirl, just hightailing it out of there. They're not like it looks like they're running. You don't see anybody on that ship that you recognize. The Freedom's Delight, you can see at the helm. You see Angel. The smoke is kind of blocking a lot of it's starting to block a lot of ships. So you're not quite sure if you saw someone else or not, but you do see Angel at the helm. You don't see anybody on She's Revenge, Sea's Revenge, because he went down to the med bay already. So, and then as for the other two ships, there doesn't seem to be. Well, that's what we could do.
How does that work?
Hold on one second. I'll detach these guys so they stop moving around with it. Detach. Okay, so that way, and then you can move the ship around without. So yeah, so that's what you can see now. So it looks like that you can tell that there's at least one of your the ships is being piloted by your own.
I just kind of want to swing it around this way. Start kind of heading towards the swill, but
Okay.
just gonna try to get the Sea's Revenge in cannon shot
Yes.
soon.
So okay. This thing's having trouble here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why you guys keep still being attached. Okay, so then definitely they have opened fire. The stormy opulence is actually going to just being barely missed by their own cannon fire and seeing what the damage there. They're going to turn and kind of head towards the She's Revenge. Kind of at this point, it looks like they see the sails behind, so they're all kind of like, oh shit, like they realize they're being surrounded. Cloud, the pirates are going to get back onto their ranger and leave you with the ship, and they're going to take off and then open fire onto She's Revenge, doing just small arms, just doing some damage, just kind of nicking it here and there. But Zero, there are 3 crew members who are drowning, and that's pretty much all that's left on the ship. And there's just a bunch of dead crew members. The pirates kind of left you there with nobody else.
Oh fuck.
So you'll be able to somewhat kind of manage the ship, but you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to move the full length, but you can move it probably 3 squares, and then rotate once.
Okay.
So but going up to brother, since we last left you, this is the start of the 3rd round. You are now left alone with the captain, who is, I think, now accepts the fact that he's going to die. And he's kind of reaching out for you, almost like a kind of a plea, like he's trying to kind of say something. But nothing. He's just coughing on his own blood, and now he's like suffocating from the poison as it kind of closes his esophagus. What do you do? You
Okay. So Gravehand is looking at the captain and watching him die. And at the same time, Gravehand knows like that the captain's not really a concern anymore at this point. But now he needs to worry about the bosun. And so Gravehand at this point is just ready to deal with the bosun and take control of the Sea's Revenge. So since Gravehand is still in sickbay and the bosun is out on deck, I'm gonna cast Curse on the bosun and start working him down.
nice.
So let's see here. Curse. Test DR Spirit, DR 10. Okay, so let me roll Spirit. I rolled a 15 plus 4 is 19.
Nice.
All right, and a D8 for damage. And I rolled a 6 damage.
So since you don't see what happens to him, he you hear him barking orders, and then a kind of croaking sound, and then there seems to be panic on the deck, kind of incoherent yelling, but it seems like it's worked. At least he's down. You don't know if he's dead or not, but there's definitely an effect. You definitely dropped him and potentially took him out of the equation. But the captain sees you, um, you know, cast. Excuse me, sorry. Sees you cast this curse, and the eyes, as they're, even though they're bulging they change from fear to confusion, and then he kind of like he's reaching like inside of his vest, like looks like he's trying to grasping onto something, and then his shaking stops, and that look of confusion just kind of settles in as that kind of frozen face of a bloated, poisoned man stares back at you.
So I'm watching the captain die, and I I walk over to him because Gravehand, being a grave robber, is the reason he got kicked out of France. We have a dead captain here, so Gravehand goes to look under the coat to see what he was reaching for.
He has gripped a what looks like a crucifix, but as you're able to pry his hand open enough, it's actually a key. Kind of like a small metal crucifix key, or a key in the shape of a crucifix, if you want to say it. But yeah, he was gripping that. And then roll me a D100. See what else you find on the body.
Okay, D100. I rolled a 24.
24. Okay. So you find um a piece of colorful red coral.
Red coral.
It was in kind of wrapped in a like a pocket napkin.
Okay.
It's not like any you really seen before, but it's a small piece, but still
So is this
kind of
key
catch
made
you
of the red coral then?
No. The key is like an iron key.
Okay, so there's the key, and in addition to that was the red coral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So Gravehand takes both those items and holds them in his hand and puts them into his cloak. And for my last movement, I'm gonna move from sick bay out onto deck now to confront the bosun, and just to be out on deck now so that maybe one of the other ships can spot me and see me on the ship.
Okay. So so as you're walking out onto deck, Cloud, what are you doing as you see the ranger leave you behind in this kind of
I'm
half-beaten ship with no crew?
trying to pilot the ship as best as I can and take it to the Sea's Revenge. You know, our plan continues. We will take that ship even if we have to kill Bloody Vane in the process.
Fair enough. So it's still going, but you have it looks like um the three other choking crew members are not long for this life and will probably uh succumb to this curse by the next round. So you will literally be alone on a ship full of dead people.
Yeah, luckily it was already sailing, so.
I mean, you did warn them.
Yeah.
And then Angel and and Mads, you guys assume that Angel, you're continuing heading towards she's revenge. You see now also um you see the Mort kind of in getting into position, and the dancing Swill kind of tuck tail and running. You also see the ranger kind of coming up, firing at the she's revenge.
Okay, so maybe like, given there's chaos running right now, so we don't have to deal with the crew. How about we try to take us close to the back of the Sea's Revenge, so maybe Gravehunt could possibly jump to us, like if it's too, if the hit's too much on the Sea's Revenge. At the same time, like have an opportunity to just fire broadside on Sea's Revenge while not getting hit because we're on the back.
Okay, so you want to either you're saying you either want to open fire on Cheese Revenge or possibly border or
It's
have I'm sorry, not
possibly
have a
fire and be like maybe okay. So get somewhere here,
yeah. I mean,
right?
you guys
And
are in position. Yeah, you guys can get into position easily
mhm.
to broadside.
Um, yeah. So let's just fire what we have.
Okay.
I'm a gunner in my life before this adventure.
So yeah, you're rolling your presence for the broadsides. Sorry, and then
Mhm.
that let's see, you guys are in the freedom to light is so yeah. So they that has the +1 to ship's agility, but I don't think that helps you for the presence. I think it's just a straight. It's that and the crew skill, right? But that's crew
Uh,
skill, yes. So your crew skill is a -1 because you're on the tart 10. And this is now also they're they're choking and blinded. Um, but you add your presence and you're trying to this would be a DR8 since you're so freaking close.
okay.
Be kind of hard.
Yeah, my presence is at this moment it's round 0.
So you're just looking
Mm,
at get an 8 then.
okay, so let's roll it. Oh man, it's Albert is just not doing this for me today.
Yeah, it's she's a little slow.
I'm not sure. Did it roll for you? I just clicked something and it froze.
Let's see. I see. mm, the last one. Yeah, it doesn't come up with the actual. That's
Okay,
weird.
I will roll it on the chat. So it's
That's weird. I wonder what happened. I'm gonna have to refresh it on my end.
it's 11.
Yeah. So okay. So you're able to hit this the ship pretty much like point blank. Um, it it does have armor. So roll the D D8 D. No, it's a broadsides are D4. Um, which the hull has a D4 dem. So roll me a D4. Um,
That's 2.
and I roll. Since it's not going to be on here, since it's not really right. It's not responding for me either. Oh no. Hey, what's going on with this? Come on. D4. There we go. See if this works. Oh, I got 4. Okay, so then it doesn't take any damage, but it does. It's the firing. You kind of like you blow out the windows and the back of like where the captain's quarter is. You definitely like there's while it doesn't do damage, it definitely rocks the ship and lets the whole crew know that they are now almost pretty much completely surrounded. Um, which I'm going to roll for the crew's morale. I'll roll it here in the chat. This is 2d6. Forget 2d6. 2d6. And it's 11. Ooh. So they're still holding steadfast. Right, because it's when they're rolling on their morale, it's ownership. Well, under. Okay, so yeah, so they're still holding fast, but they're kind of there's just chaos on there. Brother, you felt the shock as the cannons bounce off the back of the ship. You hear the kind of collision and the busting of the glass and everything for as you step out into the deck. At the same time that they open fire, Lamort and also, what are you doing? Are you also gonna finish getting position fire, or are you?
Yeah. So without really knowing where everybody is, I'm gonna just start shooting at the Sea's Revenge
Okay.
until they float a white flag.
Okay. So it's the broadsides. So you can fire both broadsides. And then what was the cell connect? Oh, yeah, this thing needs to get like reset or something.
And 2
And-
broadsides.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the owlbear is gonna. I think it's got to be on a computer.
It's okay.
'Cause-
The highest one is a 7 plus 4.
11.
Yeah, the highest one is 11. So 2 misses on those shots.
I see yours. That's weird. Okay, so yeah, maybe the cautious tale of you don't want to fire, but you're more of warning shots.
Mhm.
You can do your small arm fire if you want. You do have the dancing will kind of jetting past you. They're not opening fire, but they're just fleeing.
Yeah, we're gonna let them go. We can't catch them.
Okay.
We can shoot at the. Do I get to add anything to this, or is just flat roll plus crucible?
So this yeah, you'll be your presence because you get 2 actions. So
I used it on the broadsides
oh, yeah,
already,
okay.
so I think it's another miss.
Okay.
Another 11.
Oh, 11. All right. So the let's see. At that point, after firing, you do you see that that your crew from the Freedom's Light is opening fire on on Caesar Revenge. The other Stormy Opulence sees the kind of the chaos and decides that they're also not going to have any part of this, and starts to kind of work their way away, like starts to run. And same time you see, or at least Cloud, you noticed that the Ranger instantly kind of changes course and goes after the Stormy, kind of leaving She's Revenge. So you guys, pretty much at this point, everyone's kind of like abandoning the fight. The dancing swell is bounced and just takes out. He just goes off and runs. The 2 ships are the Ranger and the Stormy are going to kind of chase each other. I don't know if you guys are interested in engaging in either one of those, or you guys just going to continue going. You guys are concentrating on the Sea's Revenge. But they are going to kind of battle it out, and eventually, the Ranger is going to catch and overtake Stormy's opulence after kind of like just been taking out its sails with those grape shots. But they're a little bit ways away from you guys. So you guys are now, you have essentially 3 new ships. Let's get over here. 3 new ships. She's Revenge. Oh, before let's get this satisfying for brother. Brother, after the rocking, the ship rocking, kind of you see the misfires from Lamort. The most crew is now kind of trying to get to either the a couple dinghies to kind of get out of there, trying to kind of grab their stuff, go into deck. Like they've kind of just left you. It's now you staring at the bosun who is on his knees, coughing up blood. He hasn't noticed you yet, but almost there's a kind of quietness as the world kind of almost like collectively holds its breath as you approach the bosun. What do you do?
So as I'm approaching the bosun, he's on his knees. I see some of the crew like running for the dinghies, and I yell out to the crew, and I'm like, "Attention!" And I pull out the key that I took out of the captain's coat pocket, and I'm holding it up, and I'm basically telling the crew, I'm like, "I now have the keys to this ship. I am your captain. Stay and be part of my crew." Knowing that the key really isn't the key to the ship, but he's pretty sure that the other crew members have never seen this key before, and they're gonna kind of go. I'm hoping they're gonna go along with it. And as for the bosun, I'm gonna walk up to the bosun, and as I'm like looking down into his eyes, I remember all those things that he said to me. I remember the flintlock being pointed in my face and everything like that. And Brother Gravehand carries a boarding pike as kind of like a staff, like he walks with it. And I'm gonna take my boarding pike, and I'm just gonna swing to lob his head off, like finish him off, and hopefully take control of the Sea's Revenge.
So as you kind of you look at him, and he now looks up, sees you, and the kind of pain and fear and anguish that he's suffering is all washed away with just pure hatred. There is a look deep in his eyes, almost like the soul staring at you in defiance. He kind of, with all his might, kind of kind of on his from his knees, kind of straightens up and looks at you defiantly. Doesn't even try to defend or anything, but knows what's coming, but stares you down the entire time as you dislodge his head from his shoulders with all your might. You swing through, and some of the crew do continue jumping into the dinghies and trying to get out of there. But most of the crew, would say about maybe like 10 crew members, kind of almost awestruck or out of fear, or out of maybe respect. And either some of them have different reasons to stay, but there's 10 of them that stay, and will go along with you as the new captain of She's the sea's revenge. Let's see. Yeah, and then I'm trying to think, so then for um Maud and Angel, you guys do have there's still like six guys like kind of blinded and coughing, and they're all kind of feeling around the ship. They're kind of they're still kind of disoriented. Um, what do you guys do with them?
Do you still want to avoid violence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one else has to get hurt. We can talk our way through this.
Okay. What do you want
And
to tell them?
we tell them,
Because
I say, come join us at Fort Port Exa as smugglers. We have booze and we've got hookers. And can I do a reaction roll with my? Can I rely on some of my reputation
Sure.
with the
and I drop and I like get I got a lot of silver from the last action, so I get a fistful of silver and I drop this to like be, to their feet, and I'm saying there's more when this came from.
They some of them are on their hands and knees, like feeling for the coins because they can't really see anything. What did your reaction roll get? Let's see.
I'm looking here. So I'm rank 3, so I get plus d6. So I'm gonna roll 3d6.
Nice.
And if I get a 13 or higher, it's really good. 11 to 12 is friendly, or sorry, helpful / hospitable.
Great. I'm glad you have that.
So let's see.
Yeah.
I was just pulling that up.
You know,
So I rolled an 11, but because I've got that devil's luck left, I'm going to pick up the 3 and the 2 and re-roll those. Is that kosher?
that works for me.
Cool. So 2d6 plus the 6 that I already rolled.
That's 12 right there.
I got
All
a
right.
16 on their on the reputation roll or reaction roll.
So yeah, they even the captain is having survived this random attack. He's maybe this is maybe the hookers and rum sound like a pretty good deal, much better than this. They all decide that they will join your they'll take your offer and join your contrabanding crew or smuggling crew. Sorry.
Freedom's
See,
Delight is a worthy name. We shan't need to change the name of the ship or the organization. Well, besides finding a new captain, of course.
Yeah.
The captain's is like, well, what's wrong with the captain now?
Well,
Well,
he's
you know.
incompetent. He got attacked by his own people. Obviously, they don't like him. Like, we got along with that. You cannot make or maintain order on ship of 9 people. Like, what kind of captain you are?
I think that Mads would make a better captain. You know.
And I
Yeah,
rename it to Black Swan, obviously,
Black Swan.
and paint it black.
Black Swan. Well, that's ominous.
Yeah. He doesn't really after that kind of a reasonable statement. He's like kind of like sits there for a moment and self reflects. Yeah, maybe I'm not a very good captain. Maybe this isn't really for me. But yeah, so you now are the proud owner of a tartan named Black Swan.
Awesome.
Well, I don't mean to
and then-
gaslight. I don't mean to gaslight this dude or anything, but I do want his boat. So I guess we will. I guess we are going to give him an existential crisis. He's like, "Am I worthy of being captain?" Shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I thought I was. I never. Okay, so now, let's see. So with that, like, I mean, there's no. Oh, so,
Got him.
you guys at that point, there's no more really firing going on. So Mule, um, I don't know if you want to, if you were going to continue or wait for the flag, or are you going to just kind of head in there, or are you guys gonna check in with what's going on with bloody vein, or are you guys just gonna ignore that and just kind of gather up? And because you guys have now the crew there, you have the She's Revenge has 10 people, which is enough for them to crew. You guys have enough. We have plenty for the Freedom's Delight pie. You might want to move a couple people over from Freedom's Delight to Bloody Maiden, and then that way you can crew the 3 ships. Because it's just they're both 3s. So you guys now have you each pretty much can have a ship. And also I'm gonna let you guys know what these ships, the bonuses that these ships have. Now that you guys are owners of them. So the Freedom's Delight, or sorry, the Black Swan is has a +1 to their ship's agility, and it's has a +2 to any morale tests.
Sweet.
What class of
Um,
ship is it?
It's a tartan.
So you got a +3 total in agility. That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm writing this down on Legend Keeper. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Who's
I'll-
gonna take the Bloody Maiden as captain? Who's keeping the ship?
Well,
There's a ship for every one of us.
I don't
mean,
plan on.
no.
The mule has been working on a bunch of different ships. He hasn't been looking for a ship of his own.
So then, yeah.
I
Which
already
one?
have La Mort, so I don't need another ship. But Commodore, Claude, the Reaper Moro, those sound quite nice.
I've had me share of bloody maidens in my time. I suppose I could take another one under me wing. But for the record,
So-
Isabella, be my true love.
So with the Bloody Maiden, that comes with a small arms that are D6, not a D4.
What
That is a sloop. So both your broadsides and your small arms are D6s.
All right. I'm gonna rename it Isabella.
Isabella. Nice. And then for the Sea's Revenge, you have a +1 to your speed. So you have the flute has a +4, is a speed of 4. And then also the hull does not drop down in damage from the first crit that you take. So normally when you get crit, so you crit, you drop the hull down 1 die.
Right.
This one ignores that first crit.
Okay. And then after that, it depletes.
Yeah, then it's just normally. Then it works. So these are these bonuses are from they're from the Cabin Fever stuff.
Nice.
I can
Nice.
look up exactly what it is. I have But yeah, so I wanted to get those in, and then where's the cat figure? There's also obviously some stuff on there that you guys will get to kind of explore, and that's also stuff that you guys will find on there is from the new supplement that just came out. That was on Kickstarter.
Hashtag not sponsored. I'm working out how to get those PDFs. Because theoretically
what?
they're already available. I just didn't actually know how to get access to them.
Oh yeah. So, do I have it on here?
they're helping me. It's on BackerKit.
Yeah. I mean, because I backed it. So I have the files. Let me just pull it up real quick. It's the sorry. So the factions relics, the tangled in shrouds, and a kind of a redone pendant from the cabin fever. So I was gonna use some of the stuff like from the tangled in shrouds, but that's like a kind of its own like little like mission. And I was like, I don't really want to kind of force. I was gonna use the captain in it, but it's an interesting little thing. It's like this kind of same idea. Like you guys are kind of running, a ship, and then another pirate comes aboard, and um, but it's a interesting kind of thing. Uh, then they have it's a whole bunch of other stuff there. But no, so what you guys find, um, in that key access is a safe that's in the Sea's Revenge, and you'll find some relics that are from that very Kickstarter. Which I'll send it to you guys as well, so you have it like in written form. But you guys find where's it? The fangs of the golden viper. These secrete venom that deals D12 damage. Can be coated on a blade or dripped into a drink. One use, and it takes 1 day to recharge.
Oh snap!
You also find the tattered jack. And it's the British flag. It's roll on broken table while on board a ship. Rolls that are either 5 or 6, result in regaining conscious with 1 hit point. So the broken table itself, it's like you have to get. Where is it? Broken. So like the 5 is fall unconscious for D4 rounds, awake with 1 hit point and 0 devil luck. 6 is a fall unconscious for D2 rounds, awake with 4 or D4 hit points and 2 D2 devil's luck. So now with this, if you are on a ship, you at 5 or 6, you are conscious and you have 1 hit point. And there's this is essentially like a relic. So if you use it, like normally you'd have to roll your spirit test afterwards. For this, you do not. So this is almost like an automatic, like as long as you have the tattered jack with you on the ship, if you were to go down on your ship and then have to roll for broken, this would automatically apply. And the last one that you have is a Spanish relic called the Final Edict. And this I think you guys will like. Cast a damage dealing ritual. You must hold this aloft above your head and roll a d6. On a 5 or a 6, it says reduce all nearby enemies' morale by 2 and force a morale check. On a 1 or a 2 on that d6 roll, enemies deal double damage to you against you on their next turn. So, caveat.
Gotcha. And these were all in the safe with that key that I got.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
and then the yeah. So then the last thing
So there's
was
4 of us and 3, or was there 4 relics?
so that's what I was like with the 4 of you guys there. There was I was trying to find it so like it would kind of match up with some of you guys. There a there's none of you guys are a cook, right? You guys don't. None of you guys are.
I'm sort of a cook. I'm a bartender. What's the thing?
So it's a cook's tooth. You have to replace one of your own teeth with this tooth, and you gain a +4 to resist poisons.
That's nice.
Yeah, I was gonna have it in one of the either the bosun's
Cool.
mouth or like one of the other captain's jaws that you have to pull out. But
Okay.
then I was
I
like,
wrote
I don't
out
know how you really.
I wrote out who got what ship, and then do you guys
Yes.
want to draft these? I'd say maybe Postal and Zero should go first because you guys didn't get ships.
I don't mind. I don't think there's anything that's actually useful for the swashbuckler pistol fanatic. So you guys pick it. I'm here just to help my fellow pirates get money so that they can spend it at
Mhm.
the
Siren's
call.
call.
Yeah. The
So
tooth
who's going
sounds
first?
cool, but I'm also not too worried about it.
Well, let's just go around and everybody pick something. So you go first, because Postal.
So what was it? It was the tooth, the
The final edict, which is when you cast a damage dealing ritual, you
reduce.
have to force them the morale test, and you reduce their morale by 2.
Okay. I have 2 rituals, but none of them do damage. So
Yeah. The tattered jack is like basically like a kind of a safety net for like when you if you go down on your ship on a ship and you're broken, this gets you on a 5 or 6, you get back up instead of being unconscious.
that's
And
pretty good.
then the last one was the fangs of the golden viper, which secrete the venom dealing D12 damage, can be used once, and it needs a 1 day to recharge.
And it's like a dagger, I'm assuming.
They're actually like fang like golden fangs.
It's a big basilisk thing, yeah.
Yeah, like I kind of almost think of it like as vampire like teeth, like they put in your mouth kind of thing.
Oh, I figured it was like a big Mesoamerican relic. But in any case,
No,
which one do you want to pick?
Yeah. The fuck it. Let's just do the teeth. The
Things of
the
Golden
last
Viper.
one there. Yeah.
No, the cook's tooth, or the viper. To resist poison or deal damage poison.
The viper. The deal damage poison.
All right.
Cool. Going around. Holmes, do you want to pick one next?
Yeah, then I will get the final edict.
Fun. Cool.
Sounds
Crowd's
sounds
final
cool, like
edict.
spreading fear.
Hmm.
Hebdo. What do you?
That just leaves the tattered jack, right?
Tattered jack and the cook's tooth.
Oh, the cook's tooth. I'll take the tattered jack.
Cool.
Cool. Tattered jack, and then that leaves.
And should I take the cook's tooth, or did you want to take that, Zero?
No, take it. Claude is not too keen into replacing his own teeth.
Got lots of
He's
tattoos,
gotta keep
and I'm
that-
running out of body space. I gotta start switching out teeth now.
There you go.
What was that made rituals that do damage How did it work exactly? That's the final edict, right?
Yeah, final edict, and that's if you you cast a ritual
I wrote them all
that does
down.
damage, it lowers sorry, on a 5 or 6, you have to roll a d6. So like when you cast it, you cast the ritual, then you roll an additional d6 on a 5 or 6. It reduces all nearby enemies' morale by 2, and then forces them to make a morale check.
Ah, that was it. Yeah, that's nice.
So the catch on that one is that if you roll a 1 or 2 on that dice, that enemies do double damage to you in their next turn.
Yeah.
That's if they
I
hit
can
you.
still reroll this on the Devil's Luck, right?
That I don't know. That I think would have to be kind of a GM kind of
Okay.
decision how they feel.
Oh.
'Cause it's a it's a kind of a bonus. It's like a bonus to the ritual. So
Yeah, but
I
then
think
let's reroll
I
any
think
roll.
so. Yeah, I mean, it's based on that, but
Mhm.
I'm partial to like that's part of the fun and part of the draw is like that
Yeah.
you have that kind of like good and bad. Now again, it's just the next turn. So if they don't hit you next turn, then it doesn't that's it. It's
Yeah,
not
makes sense.
so it's
Let's
kind
see.
of one of those things. It's like you use it, but again, if you roll a 3 or 4, then nothing happens. Then it doesn't take effect. So that's a um let's see. Then yes. So then also you guys have so the Black Swan is has one cargo space full of rum. Um, that is I can do the actual numbers for you guys a little like afterwards, but you got I think that's gonna be probably whatever it is the 3,000 or whatever it is, and then you have um the Sony Opus. So that was the one that had the hull full. You have provisions in the Sea's Revenge for one hull full of provisions, and you also have the to I never got to think, but so I'd say you'd have enough for the provisions, and then the and there was also those items which were like the special cargo. Um, and you also find a few crates of ash.
Ooh.
Um,
Ooh, we're introducing Ash into the season.
oh, actually, no, it's because we haven't done that. Didn't do that. So yeah, so not ash.
If you roll
So
ash,
ash.
Ash.
Darn, I was about to get rich at
Yeah,
the
it says
siren's
additional.
call.
we could have it be like just regular drugs, like
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's like
cocaine or heroin or
poppies,
something.
Contraband.
more opiates.
Contraband opiates.
So it's so almost treated. I'd say like in terms of the prices of the opiates, we could treat it as the same as like the ash table for pricing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way, I think it makes a little sense. But yeah, I forgot. Not quite there yet. And then yeah, you guys have the ships. You guys right now the um because the one ship escaped. They are. You guys don't get a negative to Spanish because of everything going on, and there's also the pirates involved. Like there's so much activity that they can't really pinpoint it on you guys. But the ships are um essentially hot. Like there's definitely they are sending out some of their privateers to paying them handsomely to find the ships that were taken. So um I would say for at least this season, your ships will be hot. Like you guys will run into have a greater chance of running into a random privateer or the Spanish Inquisition or Spanish fleet kind of recognizing or spotting you guys.
Oh, the ships.
Um,
The ships have a bounty on them. The ships
yeah,
themselves.
the 3 ships will have the bounties.
Okay. So
Um,
we get away like clean criminals. Can we roll dice for what the rum plus the contraband that we sold is worth?
sure.
'Cause I think some of us have deviled luck left, so that's
Oh yeah. Oh
I thought of that a few sessions ago, and that's a fun thing to do at the end.
yeah. The
And then you can spend your devil's luck if you still have any.
yeah, try to get a
I
To
feel
get more
that's,
money.
I feel like that's pretty busted. I'm not going to spend my devil's luck on that.
Spend it to
If you work it,
maximize the silver.
if you work it into the game mechanically, it's fine. It's not broken.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
so the rum, forget this, the cargo for the rum, you would have, it says in the thing here, and it says in the book, it says 1,000 silver. You figure because you guys have essentially a buyer pretty much lined up, um, you can either, I'd say you can do roll, say 46 um times 5, and that would be kind of a because you're not really selling it to your own space, and they would, if anything, you would be selling it cheaper, so that way they can sell cheaper, so you can drink for cheaper. But like there's just the miscellaneous stuff I would say that you can sell, or just use that in terms of like good favor or something like that, like in the town. I don't know if you guys how you guys want to do that, like +1 to plus add an extra +1 to pirates as well. Having kind of helped Bloody Vane get what he wanted. Um,
Wait, he got what he wanted?
oh yeah,
he was
he
chasing that other ship.
yeah
Ah,
he was
I thought he was
he was
chasing the big ship.
No,
well,
he was chasing that other one.
Yeah, he was looking for something particular, um, and it was on the Stormy had a VIP that they were kind of they were traveling. It was kind of um under wraps, kind of blending in, because he's trying to avoid uh being caught by Bloody Veins. So
Right.
there's a there's a it's for these with the what I kind of with him, with the tattoos and stuff like that, I was like, I'd come up with something that like ties in with actually I don't know, the only person that would probably recognize would be brother Griffin. You never saw him though, so you wouldn't know. The tattoos that he has are like very similar to the ones that Tila had on her.
Okay.
And it's essentially kind of idea I had between him and I was just that they're linked together
They're linked. Got you.
through they're like, because her tattoos are not really tattoos, but they're more like a magical mishap that backfired when she tried to kind of bring people back from the locker. And the idea was that she was trying to bring back uh Vane's family, who were killed while Vane was off gallivanting with Tila, by this guy that he just now caught. Um, and so she felt bad, so she tried to kind of help him and make amends by resurrecting the family. It backfires on both of them, and they both have a different experience. So
Got it.
but yeah, so hers is more emotional, and his is more tied to like blood, and rage. So little
All
fun
right.
little tidbits for character
So,
development.
how much silver are we rolling again? 46. Oh, there you go.
46.
46 times how much?
I'd say 5. So because 46 times 10 would be a little bit too much. I think
2,300.
Two
that just sounds right.
plus 5 plus 6.
I'm just testing to see what it is. 5, 10, 15, 19. Oh, geez. Yeah, so you can get a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is the multiplication again? 15 times 5? No.
Yeah, times 5.
Okay.
So that's
75 silver.
18. Right? That, or maybe it should be 10.
Times 10?
Well, let me just. Cause I'm trying to do trying to just quickly do the math, and that seems like it's. I thought it was gonna be much higher.
46 maximum roll is 24 if you get all sixes, and that's 240 silver.
Okay, 240 silver each. Yeah.
240 each.
Yeah. So times 5. So yeah. So So multiply your multiply the result by 10. That makes a little more sense than.
All right. So it's 154. I mean, and since I didn't get any relics nor anything, can I roll on the dead loot on the body for the captain
Oh
that I
yeah.
killed
Definitely.
while the ship was?
You can roll. I mean, you can roll on that. You can roll on loot the body twice, and then roll on things of importance twice.
Okay.
Because you had a whole bunch. You had a whole bunch of
Dead
bodies
people.
yeah.
So
And then,
D100.
let's see.
That's 60. No,
And then
that
with
wasn't the dice. So
with
61.
Mule Postal, do you want to oh, so that little map that you found, and
Yeah.
so that, and then you were able to get some more information out of them, and it's actually and I have to look it up in the legend keeper, but it's tied to the map that you guys had found last week, the one on and I don't remember the actual Village Island. It's a different section of that map. And he's able to give you a little bit more detail, which I was gonna I'll roll and put together, but have a so the where you guys found Veronica and that island. Right
I don't think he
there's a
was in
similar-
that group.
I don't think I was there.
Okay. Oh, okay. So there's a map there of Village Island that there's it's a hex crawl kind of thing that you guys were starting to.
Yeah, it was Zero and
Oh,
Lane.
yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Cool.
This yeah, it's more of a different part of the map. So there'll be a little more detail, a little more kind of what you can find there and stuff. So
Village
but
Island, you said?
yeah, it's in the Legend Keeper 2 under the dark,
Oh,
the
nice.
locations.
Yeah, it's a hex crawl.
So what I'll do is I'll put together a little something, because I'm figuring it's gonna be where they entered, and they have kind of drawn out there right now. I'm gonna put on a different section of the map, so that way it's you guys can kind of have a couple things to explore in there.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
66.
So, and then I think that's everybody who's everything. I don't know if the silver might not be up to everyone's par. I used to get yelled at for being too generous last season. So
No, it's
It's okay.
3 ships were also given out today.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why I feel pretty good, and it's one's
And
a
a
flute.
fuck ton of relics, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gave a
I
lot.
think
You
yeah,
gave a lot.
I think well, yeah, I think it's it's hopefully that stuff is also kind of most some of that stuff is interchangeable. The truth isn't, but like if you guys play together, you guys can test them out and stuff like it's
Yeah.
because now it's technically canon because it's literally a Kickstarter. So there's a bunch of other things in there that I was gonna give, but I was like, not quite yet. I
Yeah.
think there's some really powerful stuff that I think you guys would really enjoy, but I was like, maybe a little bit.
I'm excited because I've been working on this musket, and I have added a bayonet to this musket. Or sorry, not a musket. Like a
blunderbuss?
shotgun, blunderbuss. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's gonna be blunderbuss, point blank range, and then a poisoned bayonet tip
Yeah. Yep.
follow up.
That's a pretty hard punch.
Yeah,
Pretty fun.
Boom, and then stab him just yeah.
That
So
was the
Bodies just explode.
there's one item that's like it's and I know exactly like I want to give it to the Cloud just because it fits your character perfectly, but it is like pistols that you shoot until you miss. without
Oh,
reloading.
that's so
Oh,
nice.
that's deadly.
So I was like not yet, but they will be there. I think you're gonna have to face off some Inquisition, because I have those guys. I really want to utilize the Inquisition I kind of set up last year, but I have a whole bunch of like different series of like of guys you're gonna have to kind of square off on. So suicide bombers and just guys who just like deplete your like devil's luck and reverse engineer your spells and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's stuff I would put like that stuff that's like comes later when you guys are already like you guys are like levels like 6 and 7. You guys are like just mowing through people.
We're
Introduce-
Yeah.
introduce-
getting pretty close. I look forward to that deadly, insane stuff. So
Yeah,
Thanks
I'm
for-
already
thanks for
level
running.
5.
I know.
I'm level 4.
I'm
But
after years. You guys are
And
so
I'm
much
the
fun.
only character in the whole West Marches that's level 5 right
I
now.
was gonna say it's impossible, my dude.
No, I
Well,
rolled
he's
a
not
level
level
up
5
on the
yet.
carousel table.
Oh,
you have a level. Okay, nice.
that's hilarious.
So you got a boost. That's awesome.
All right,
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the thing you could do.
Yeah,
Me neither, but apparently I think it's an 18 or 17 on the third or fourth table.
It's like one of those three. Yeah, it's it's like, and then there's a filthy rich. Yeah, amazing, gain experience. So, yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, but you also can, do terrible. You lose -1 to all your stats. So it's like
Yeah.
there's a give and take. Yeah, I mean, and even the ash table and stuff like that stuff like you can really kind of go nuts with that.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
there's some
The
stuff
ash
like
table is awesome.
yeah, it's
All right, guys.
I'm excited for see the rest of it. Oh yeah, I gotta go to work.
I gotta
Yeah.
run. But thank you all for playing. Thanks for running the game, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
glad-
awesome
I'm glad-
game. Thanks, Jason.
Awesome.
Of course, guys. And I'll put the thing up later today, probably tomorrow. Some of that. That way, all the details and any information.
Welcome, drowned souls and shipwrecked mariners, to the locker. The lost meander here. The chains that bound them to the corporeal world rust and crumble as they sink deeper and deeper into the void. Perhaps there is a chance for you. Perhaps you will escape the endless waters of purgatory and return to the realm of the living. Perhaps you might reclaim the feeble carnal existence you once loathed. Or perhaps, more likely, you are now one of the many, down among the dead. Pirate Borg, down among the dead.